Okay, now we will look at the different modeling approaches and compare them in detail. The most common two modeling approaches are normalized approach, referred as 3NF normal form, and dimensional modeling. To have a short recap, 3NF models are commonly used to model operational systems that include transactional systems, accounting systems, ERPs, customer relation management systems, and other applications that support the business processes. In 3NF models, we mainly refer concepts concerning a person, place, thing or event as entities and model them as physical tables. Each table has own attributes or fields or characteristics that define them. The relationships help to define and represent how the tables interact with each other. And 3NF is a set of normalized tables that targeting to eliminate data redundancy to avoid the anomalies that can occur when inserting and updating records. But they don't store historical data tracking. And because the aim is fast insert and update, therefore when there is a change in source system, update operation take place instead of insert. And it is one of the reasons why we need a data warehouse, because we would like to go back to any point in time and access and analyze data easily with an denormalized data model. Therefore, we have fact tables in center and surrounded by dimensions. We have primary key, foreign key relationships, which helps to describe the context of the associated entities. And we store the history in dimension tables, which is modeled slowly changing dimensions with the type 2 approach. Today, most business intelligence processes is based on OLAP applications, and further, a dimensional model has built on top of it. But there are multiple challenges in these data warehousing solutions we already discussed, but let's remember them shortly. In 3NF, the resulting model cannot be extended easily and incrementally due to cascading parent-child relationships. So when the business needs a change, it is often requires extensive re-engineering to the table structures and to the ETL processes. And due to it, it doesn't historize the data, so we have lack of auditability. In dimensional model, due to capturing history in dimension tables, eventually dimensions became large and difficult to maintain. And when there is a change required, because the concept of conform dimensions connect to multiple facts, it also needs extensive re-engineering. And granularity changes in fact table is also a very complex process. And all of these challenges is meant to be addressed by Data Vault that we already discussed in earlier sessions. But again, not to forget, there is not one solution fits to each modeling expectation. It depends on the purpose of the database we are building. If the database is designed to support an operational processes that is part of the organization's core business, then we will first look to the 3NF modeling approach. If the database is intended to support reporting, data presentation, or analysis, then we will first look at the dimensional model. And if database is planned to be an enterprise data warehouse, including integrated, time-variant, non-volatile data, then we will first look at the Data Vault modeling. So when we look at again the structure of these three approaches, so when a table in 3NF represents some form of entity, in dimensional modeling, the concept of an entity is replaced with the fact and dimensions. And in Data Vault modeling, these components are classified into three categories as hub, link, and satellite. So if we consider the business key as blue, foreign key as yellow, and the descriptive attributes as green, most of the tables have either all of these three categories or two of them in dimensional and 3NF models. It is not one-to-one match of the model and target coloring picture, but gives some insights about the context. So when we look at the 3NF model in product table, we have primary key columns, and let's assume in here it is a business key. Then we have foreign key columns that indicates the relationship and attribute columns of product. So in coloring picture, as you've seen that we have all these three categories and all these three colors in the product table. In dimensional model, fact tables also have 3 categories, but dimension tables only have 2 of them, because if it is not the snowflake model, dimension tables does not include a foreign key column, and only fact tables store the foreign keys. And when we look at the data vault, business key, relationships, and attributes are all separated to different tables. As hub include the business key, link tables store the associations and relationships, and satellite hold the details and context. For this reason, we will have more tables with a data vault model than we will have with either of the other approaches. But on the other hand, because these 3 categories as business key, relationships, attributes does not depend on each other anymore, it helps us to implement changes in model easily without impacting any other structures. So we will get better idea with practical examples in further sessions as how we will convert 3NF and dimensional model to target data vault structure. Thank you for listening.